So as I was praying for a word for this month, I heard this phrase, are you trying to organize what God is trying to orchestrate? Are you trying to organize what God is trying to orchestrate? You know, we've had the craziest of crazy years. And when things are crazy all around us, a lot of times we want to get our hands in there and try to organize it, to stop it, to make it make sense to us. And there are some things that are not going to make sense in the moment, but they will make sense later on. And I feel right now that it is not a time to organize. It is a time to allow God to orchestrate. Here's a perfect example of it. So since last night, my boiler has been broken. It is very, very cold in this flat. I had a very cold shower this morning and washing of my hair. And hopefully this afternoon it is going to all be taken care of because my landlords are working very hard to orchestrate it all and get someone in here. But a few hours ago I was, praying about it all, and I suddenly thought to myself, well, maybe I can help. And let me try to bleed the radiators. Now, if you don't know what that means with radiators, sometimes you need to let the air out of them in order for them to work properly. And so I know that that's what you do. And so I went to put the little key into it to allow to bleed them. And water was coming out in that moment because I am so tired. I thought to myself, the bleeding of the radiator meant to get the water out of the radiator. So water was coming out, and I had a bowl there, or a glass there for it, and I kind of dumped out one or two glasses, and then I thought to myself, maybe I should just Google, because this just seems to be a lot of water. And so then I Google it. As I'm Googling it, about the same time, because I had told my landlord I was trying to help, he texts back and he's like, don't get the water out of the radiator, it needs water. And it was about the same time that I read that in Google. And I'm like, of course, Jen, duh. I know a radiator needs water. I know that it's the air that's supposed to come out because I was so tired and trying to organize things and help, I just made them worse. Are you trying to organize what God is trying to orchestrate? I feel like when we're coming to the end of this year, this is a good time to ask that question. I'm speaking tomorrow at a women's meeting, and I had a prophetic picture for them, but I believe this picture is actually not just for them, but it's for all of us. And it was a picture of a large ship, and the ship was coming in, and it was docked next to a couple of different docks, and there were people standing around it, and they were holding ropes like they were trying to hold the ship there. But the ropes they were holding were too short. They couldn't tie the rope down. They had to stand and hold it. Not only was the rope too short, but the rope was not strong enough to hold the ship. But they stood there holding their ropes as if that would make a difference. And they waited and they waited, and finally, after a period of time, I saw this large rope from heaven come down and wrap itself around the ship. And then heaven pulled the ship up and it repositioned the ship. And now the ship was facing the other direction, out toward the ocean. And I saw these ramps come down off the ship, and now people could choose to walk up the ramp and go into the ship. And this is what I felt the Lord say. I felt him say, are you holding on to something that you need to let go of? Because what you're holding on to is too short and not strong enough for the season that you're in. Once we let go, God can reposition. And God is repositioning for something incredible. But we have to choose, will we walk into that or not? Can you take a step of faith into what you do not yet see? In order to do that, you need to let go of that which you believe is going to control the situation. Let go of what you're trying to control and trust God and allow him to orchestrate. He is very, very good at his job. Once we let go, we can choose to step in. Once we step in, we can allow God to reposition and prepare us for where he's taking us. Going into 2021, I want to leave you with that picture. And I want to challenge you to ask the Lord, Lord, am I trying to hold on to anything that I need to let go of? Is there anything in my hand that I need to open up? Ask the Lord, Lord, what are you orchestrating for 2021? And then tell him, yes, Lord, I choose to step in to where you are going. He is repositioning us, guys. There's repositioning happening all over the world right now, and it's going to get stronger and stronger and stronger as we step into 2021. It's like something had to be uprooted, a shaking had to take place in order for repositioning to happen next, in order for us to then go to that next season that God has for us. So let go, step in, and allow Him to orchestrate your next season.